Hey there, I'm Tammy Kersey, children's picture book author of the award-winning Rascally Pup Learns and Grows series, a very proud virtual Grammy, and an expert golden retriever cuddler. If you are a long-distance grandparent who misses your grandkids like crazy and you're always searching for new ways to feel close to them, you are in the right place. Today, I want to share one of my favorite ideas for making virtual story time extra special. Something that turns just an ordinary video call into a memory your grandchild will never forget. It's the Storytime Surprise Box. So this idea actually grew out of a big turning point in my own life. After losing my job of 32 years, I realized something important. I had been letting my career follow the needs of the nonprofit that I worked for, and not the path that truly fulfilled me. So I embraced almost 6 months of unemployment to experiment. I did lots of different things, but I focused on really reflecting on what mattered most to me and what I wanted to do with the rest of my career life. So in that season of soul searching, like I said, did lots of different things, but I started writing stories. Children's stories. Who knew? So through that process, I discovered what really lights me up, and that is to create active story times for kids. Story times that invite them to move and think and express themselves, not just sit and listen. To be empowered and to learn to ask questions and speak up for themselves, and just tools that will help them to become successful in life as they grow up. So that is the idea behind my Rascally Pup books. And to help parents and grandparents especially bring those stories to life, I created something called my Grandma and Me Storytime Bundles. These are complete kits that are filled with crafts, activities, and ideas that make story times hands-on and engaging. So one day, as I was sending a book to my grandson, I thought, well, what if I send a few surprises that would work with our story time together? And there you go. That was our first Storytime Surprise Box. So what is that exactly? If you think about it as just a way of making your grandchild's story time come alive, even when you're miles apart, it can be a small box or envelope that has a few surprises that connect directly to your story that you're reading together on your video call. Maybe it's just a tiny prop, something that shows up in the book. Maybe it's a snack that ties into the theme, or it could be a simple craft that you can do together while you're on the call. The goal is simple: to make your story time tangible, memorable, of course, and fun, especially for little ones who have very busy hands, wiggly bodies, and they just need to be doing something all the time. So today, as an example, I'm going to show you how you could use the first book in my series, What the Dickens, The Tale of a Rascally Pup, to create a Storytime surprise box and turn an ordinary call into something magical. So here's how you go about creating your own Storytime surprise box. So start with the story, plan out what you're going to read. Make sure you read the book you're planning to share and look for themes, key objects, or moments in the book that could become hands-on experiences. Secondly, it's important to think about your grandchild's age. A 3-year-old might love simple props or stickers, while a 7-year-old could handle a small craft or a guessing game. You want to then choose a small item or two that relate to the story. These do not have to be fancy at all. Dollar store finds are perfect. Like I said before, you can include a simple craft or prop, a themed snack, stickers or bookmarks that are themed to the story. And always include a little note from you. I usually, if I'm sending the book, I always sign the book with a little message, and I date it so that they have, whenever they look at it, they remember, Grammy sent me this. So in terms of props, for example, in What the Dickens, when our mischievous pup meets prim and proper grandma for the first time, she has a handkerchief, and our pup is absolutely obsessed. He has to have it. So as you can imagine, he, number one, needs to learn some manners, but in the meantime, mayhem ensues. So when I've done book readings for classes, I've used this idea of the handkerchief, and I've just substituted a washcloth for the kids. So they all have their washcloths to be able to mimic the action in the story. And this gets them engaged immediately because they know that they're going to be able to participate in the story and not just sit and listen. So they're all excited from the very beginning. And lastly, always add a special touch from you, like the note, like signing the book. But important because you don't want them to open up your surprise box before your story time, because then you'll miss out on everything. So what I always do is to put the book, if I'm sending a book, the prop or whatever it is that's going in the box, I'll put that into an envelope, its own envelope inside the box. And on top of it, I'll include a little card that says, "Do not open until FaceTiming with Grammy." That builds anticipation for what's inside the package, anticipation for having the call with Grammy, and then it saves all of the fun surprise for when I can actually see because I'm there on the call with them. So then comes the fun part, actually using your box during story time. So when you start your video call, let your grandchild show you the box, make a big deal about it, and then, okay, are you ready to open? Let's open it together. So, and then as you're reading through the story, you can pause at certain parts and say things like, "Wait, do you see something in the box that could be Grandma's handkerchief? Let's fold it neatly in our laps the way Grandma would. And then, what do you think our rascally pup wants to do with the handkerchief? Can you show me?" So that kind of connection, the surprise, the laughter, the shared experience, that is pure magic. And that's the power of turning story time into a shared discovery between the two of you. So if you've been missing your grandkids and searching for new ways to stay close, I hope you'll try making your own Storytime Surprise Box. You don't have to be crafty at all. You just have to be intentional. Because when you send a little piece of the story, and most importantly, a little piece of you, you're giving your grandchild a memory that they'll hold on to forever. And if you would love a ready-to-go option, because it's just too much to think through all of that detail, you can check out my Grandma and Me Storytime bundles at tammykersey.com. I've included the link below in the description. Each bundle includes 2 author-signed copies of What the Dickens, or my second book, Golly Oodle Lolly. It also includes an e-version of the story, and that makes it easy for story time, for sharing online. But you can either, you could have the book for yourself, one for you, one for your grandchild, or one for more than one grandchild, and then you've got the e-version for yourself. So lots of different options there. The kit, it also includes coordinated stickers and bookmarks. And most importantly, it includes the Grandma and Me Storytime kit that's developed specifically for the story. This includes just lots and lots of different types of activities. So you can experience the story over and over again doing different types of things. So I hope you will check those out. But whichever way you do it, grab a box, grab a story, and create a connection that crosses the miles. I would love to see your Storytime surprise boxes. I hope you'll share them, either photos or just your stories in the comments below. If this was helpful, I hope you'll like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, happy story times, Grammy style. Bye-bye.